Hello to my Libras. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get right into it. Hopefully, everyone has successfully closed out their 7-7 portal, stepped through that portal, that energetic window, on the 11th. So, I posted some information on my YouTube um, community page, right? So, hopefully, everybody, because it overlapped during the full moon, right? So, hopefully everybody is having a great week, right? Having a good weekend and all that other wonderful, special, magical stuff. So let's get into your reading. Let's get into your reading. I have a lot of information on my community page, TikTok. If you're following me over here, over on Patreon, the other videos are going to go over on Patreon as well. We got some more exciting things coming up on the website, so stay tuned there as well. The general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can book on the website, queenamunra.com. Let's get it. See what's going on here. See what's going on. All right, let's go. Eagles fly above crows. Alrighty, let's do it. Let's see what is going on. What is going on? All right, let's go. All right, Libras. Libras, you all roll seventh house. Seventh house is traditionally, it denotes marriage, partnerships, but also the idea of open enemies, quarrels, and disputes. It is the house of contractual partnerships, but also of litigation. A deeper look reveals the interesting links between these things, right? So right now, Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius. What else is retrograde? Mercury is pre-shadow retrograde. It's going to be retrograde in Leo, I believe, on July 18th. But Neptune is currently retrograde in Aries, and Aries is ruled by the Tower card, which is Mars, right? So what that means is everybody's prayer life is increasing, but it also means that everybody is breaking some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse up until 2043. Pluto just happens to be retrograde right now in Aquarius, but it's going to be in Aquarius until 2043. Not retrograde in Aquarius, but it's going to be in Aquarius. It just happens to be retrograde right now. So the way that everybody is breaking some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse, the whole planet is under judgment. So it doesn't matter how you break a generational cycle, chain, and curse. Somebody is going to judge you in your family for how you're breaking it, because they're going to feel like you're not breaking the cycle, chain, or curse the way they think you should break a cycle, chain, and curse, right? Right. So that's why you're going to pray about it first. You're going to ask Source specifically what your cycle, chain, and curse is, so that you don't have to carry their opinions, their feelings, their moods, emotions on your back as you're trying to fly above anybody who's trying to hang on to you. They're trying to partner with you. You're like, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. That's not my assignment. Yeah, anybody's trying to hold you back, you're like, that's not my assignment. I'm not going to do an injustice to myself. Especially if you've seen people, have, loved ones back, and they stab their loved ones in the back in court. You're like, I see how you do your own loved ones in court. There's no way in the world would I go into business with you. No way. So, yeah. So here's Hermit. So something turned on for you. A light turned on for you in Hermit mode. Like something for you said, you've seen how people do their own family members when they're in Hermit mode. You're like, oh no. You have something in common with people. You're like, oh no. Once you see that, when you see, how people do their loved ones when their loved ones are in Hermit mode, and they're trying to fly high, and people are trying to hang on to people, and they're by any means necessary try to drag people down and try to weigh people down. For you, you're like, oh no, there's no way I'll go into business. People are like, oh no, I want to go into business with you. I really want, like, I see how you do your own family. No, sorry, Bob. No way, Jose. All right, so let's see what else we got going on here. So somebody's in Hermit mode right now with a light turned on, just kind of thinking like, wow, You're kind of solo right now, thinking like, seeing who you're paying attention to, who you want to give your energy to. Yep. So Six of Pentacles here. So somebody's creating something new here. So what's going to be of importance to you? Somebody's getting real meticulous. This is your sixth house, right? So, right, you rule seventh house, but somebody kind of rolling it back a little bit. Somebody's like, let me go back to my sixth house for a second. Sixth house is about your health and well-being. And so sixth house is around, um, you know, this is the house of work and service. It's here we humble ourselves to task at hand, the daily routines, your duties, maintenance, that put bread on the table. And it keeps the body and the mind in good working order. So you start really thinking, okay, health is wealth, right? And so you start thinking, okay, I need to get some rest. I need to be indoors more, right? Just looking out the window, you just spent $100. So I need to get in the house. I need to be in hermit mode, right? I need to stop spending as much money. I need to start kind of going in hermit mode so a light can turn on, so I can become more enlightened about what's going on. So what's also going to be important to you is your fourth house. Fourth house, fourth house, eighth house, and 12th house. I'm talking about the Ace of Cups here. Fourth house is also, so you rolling it back some more. So somebody's like, I need to become more enlightened about some things. So fourth house is around home and family. Fourth house speaks to what describes our home and place of safety and retreat, both literally and metaphorically. It's the crucible, of the family and the container of lineage and ancestry, contributing to our sense of heritage, right? But somebody's like, okay, I need to get into it, right? So I'm talking about trying to create something I can protect. So I need to get in the house so I can start creating some stuff, and learning and getting into, saving some money. So that's Ace of Cups speaks to Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, right? So Cancer rules fourth house. Pisces rules, Scorpio rules eighth house. Eighth house is all around intimacy and shared possessions. Eighth house is around, where we encounter many of the darker aspects of life. Here we can experience loss and emotional crisis, but also deep transformation. The eighth house covers the intimacies of relationships and the complexities of shared finances. So somebody's like, okay, I want to make sure I'm on top of this. I'm on top of shared finances here. Again, when everybody's not going to know every little thing, everybody's not going to know every little thing, but at least if you are going to be in a partnership, with energies, um, and you're learning how you receive communication, and you're learning, okay, I'm trying to be more meticulous about, pay what I'm going to pay attention to. If you're going to pay something, you're going to pay attention to something. Somebody started to say, I need to go to onto all of the houses in my birth chart. I'm going to start with the sixth house. I'm going to start with the sixth house, right? And so I'm going to start with my health and my well-being first. Physical and mental health, daily work routines, health, service, routines, and rituals, right? I'm going to also look at this, right? Right. Looking at my money, I'm looking at my mental health as well, right? I'm looking at that too, because that was what, when you're in hermit mode, looks like family members attack your money and they want to attack your mental health, right? Right. Your emotional, your mental health behind your back. There's two Aries that did something behind two people's backs. They were able to split two people up, right? And do something to try to limit some people's travel, right? Did something behind some people's back while somebody was in hermit mode, right? To limit some people's travel because they saw some people were expanding and they were like, okay, we want to limit that, right? They created something to mess up somebody's money, a parent and a child's money. So they created something to limit that, right? While somebody was in hermit mode, right? And so then we talk about the 12th house, which Pisces rules 12th house, right? Where Scorpio was involved in something, a Cancer was involved in something, and then we have the 12th house as a service and sacrifice. So the 12th house is about, suggest dissolution and release, a place outside of time where, life returns to the primal waters before the cycle of the houses begins to the ascendant. Here we can experience sacrifice, but also selflessness and devotion. So this is where endings take place, right? So that's where that moon card is, where people are practicing some kind of dark moon magic, right? So you got to find out who's running and what pack people are running in, a dark wolf energy or light wolf energy, right? So some people were paid to create something to keep people apart, to limit people's travel, to keep people only being able to travel local instead of international. So source is saying to you, you know, eagles fly above crows, but crows will want to try to get a ride on your way up. And so source is saying to you, you're going into hermit mode right now to make sure you put an end to something. This is a hermit card here, you know, to enlighten people. You're creating something so people can save themselves. They can learn how to save themselves from jealous love interest, and it's going to make somebody a lot of money. It's going to make somebody a lot of money because somebody's learning. It's like, okay, you need to create something because there's some stuff that's going on, you know, after dark. People are creating some, you know, yeah, a light turn on for somebody. Somebody's like, oh, hold on, people don't know about this kind of stuff. You can make money from this if you got the knowledge. People will pay for this. If you got the knowledge, everybody don't know everything. You know, people are operating in their purpose. And if you have the knowledge about this kind of stuff, you have the professional knowledge about something, you're an attorney, what? You think people won't pay for this? Ebooks flying off the shelf. So yeah, people, you know, they will pay attention to this. They will pay attention to this. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles here. Yeah, the way somebody's family was trying to attach somebody to their money. The number 8 is like chain somebody to somebody's money. They feel like they were getting money. You know, they were going to get money some kind of way. Six of Pentacles. They were going to get paid off of keeping themselves chained to someone. You know, so they created something to keep themselves chained to someone, talking about they were saving somebody from something, a jealous lover from something, while somebody was in hermit mode, thinking that somebody's meekness was their weakness. But see, that 8 turned to the side also looks like chain, like hooked to something. They want somebody, that number 8 right there, to an infinity symbol, like somebody, they're going to be hooked to something for life. They were going to be chained to something for life financially. But see, that inverted triangle here is showing that somebody, they created something to hook somebody to something for life, and then gonna tell somebody else that they're saving somebody from something. But here's the thing. This is because somebody walked away from someone. Somebody walked away from a jealous love interest. This is what you have in common, and somebody created something. You know, and somebody basically saying, you know, oh, well, they left me behind, and so they're going to go do something in secret. They're going to go, they're going to create something in secret in the courtroom behind, you know, somebody, and see, they're going to make up some kind of lie behind somebody's back in secret, right? Here's the ace of, so somebody had a, yeah. Mm-hmm. And have that person restricted, whether have that person arrested or detained or put that person in a mental institution or something, to somehow stay connected to their money in some way, shape, by any means necessary. Stay connected to that person's money, or these two people's money, like a parent and a child. Stay connected to their money. There's something behind some people's backs without their knowledge, and feel like they hit the jackpot. But something for you, you learn how you saved yourself. Looking at your cards here, and this is what you have in common, is that you saved yourself by creating something. Let me see, what did you create? You saved yourself by creating something, because you have love coming across your path here. You saved yourself by creating something, because you have multiple streams of income. But somebody is a highly creative energy here. Because one, you went into hermit mode, right? And so you started paying attention, like you started watching something. started watching something and you started realizing it's like, wait a minute, I'm watching something here. I'm seeing that somebody has multiple, just like somebody's like, okay, I'm watching something. This person has multiple streams of income. So something is not adding up here. Like somebody's like, you got to say, like, so when I read the cards, I also read numbers and the colors and letters in the cards. So between 6 and 7, I mean, between 6 and 8 is 7, right? But 7 is the justice card. So somebody is like, okay, if somebody's getting paid for 8, where's 7? Okay. Like basically, like if somebody's getting paid for sex work, basically, like if somebody's getting paid, if somebody created something, if somebody getting paid for like sex work or because that's sacral chakra energy, like it's intimacy or whatever. Where is the legal something here? Like where is the legal part? So somebody started watching something and somebody said, okay, I'm seeing multiple streams of income. Like, okay, I'm seeing like somebody has, and this is you, like somebody like looking at you or you're looking at someone else, somebody saying, okay, this person has this kind of business, this kind of business, this kind of business, this kind of business. So they got multiple streams of income, money, other streams of income, money coming in, right? So for you watching something, you start getting some kind of creative ideas, or somebody else start getting some creative ideas off of you, and you're just like, oh my God, wait a minute. That's what creatives do. When creatives watch creatives or in the company of creatives, you're not talking, you're talking about ideas. You can't help but to vibrate on that frequency. You can't help it. Somebody also started realizing somebody wears their heart on their sleeve, like, or you see on the outside of their chest, right? Somebody is meek, but somebody is also not weak, right? Somebody's a very strong person and they learn how to save themselves by just being very creative, right? So, and then somebody could actually see through what people were doing. They were just very low vibrational, but there was cracks in their story. hmm So something came to an end. Yeah, something came to an end. Somebody was trying to end two people's, like either their music career or their romantic life or something. But this is a jealous love interest. This is a jealous ex, or some people that wish they had just walked away. Like in hindsight, people like they just say wish they had walked away from something. If they had known in hindsight what these energies were creating, people wish they had just walked away from something. Yeah, here's the King of Wands here. Yeah, someone else is wearing someone else's image, like they were wearing their energy, because it looks like somebody was in fear though. So somebody was lying behind someone's back because somebody else was hovering. Basically, like, so there's a play on words here. A lion, 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 but someone was lying behind someone's back because someone was um, hovering. Somebody was in survival mode. So basically, somebody was telling a person, if you don't do this, like threatening somebody, if you don't do this, I'm going to do that to you. I'm going to do something to you. So somebody was in fear. If you don't tell people this, I'm going to do this to you. Like I'm going to end your career. So somebody must have had some kind of dirt on somebody. This is like, I'm going to end music career, in your career, and somebody else's career. Like I know something about you. Like I'm gonna use this against you. So somebody was scared. Somebody was scared. That couldn't have been me because I'd have been crying at the judge. Judge, they behind me. Please. The Bible. The way I'd have been hanging. Ooh, child, the way I'd have been hanging off that table. He's 5 of Wands. It's, ma'am, I need you to sit down somewhere. Uh, um, counsel, I need you to get your client together. They can't control themselves. Do you see them beady eyes behind me? They threaten me. Help. Help me. Don't know everybody. He's a 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands. But no, it's a whole lot of people that were talking about something. So here's a 5 of Wands. A lot of people were talking about something, like seriously behind somebody's back. And so no, somebody was baited into something. And so somebody was in between that. And so somebody felt like, okay, something will close out if somebody wasn't behind somebody. Like somebody felt like, okay, this would close out easily. This would be an easy close out legally if somebody wasn't behind somebody, forcing somebody, telling somebody, like in between somebody, you better say this in court. You better say this in court. So there's an Aries and a Leo basically saying you better say this in court, to somebody, to the judge. But you're gonna have to pounce on me because let me get in the courtroom. I'm telling everybody. It was 9 of Wands. Yeah, so somebody don't have to go back. Somebody don't have to go back. Yeah. Let's forget all of that. You're not gonna threaten me. So here's a Tower. But yeah, so there's a Tower. So it's a total recall now. It's a total recall, like like the movie Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like people are starting to recall what their purpose is. Like somebody said, okay, this is the total recall, like what's happening right now with like generational cycle chain and curses being broken with the moon phase. Okay, we're in the full moon phase. We're still in the phase, even though technically the moon is in a technically the moon is in a it's not a full moon, right? But technically the moon is in a waning gibbous phase, right? But in a waning gibbous moon, it's still full moon phase, right? So it's illuminated enough for you to still get your downloads. But if you're focused on the wrong thing, you could be exhausted. But if you're focused on your purpose, like praying, okay, source, what is my generational cycle chain and curse I'm supposed to break in within my own family? Somebody is about to make a lot of money, multiple streams of income, because you're about to alert people. If you're in the legal field, or we're talking about seventh house here, seventh house is about relationships, right? If you have some kind of knowledge about contractual agreements, legal or whatever, that can help people understand about money. Maybe you're an accountant or something, where you can enlighten people, add some kind of clarity, and just like how people lie on people behind their back to end people who are in hermit mode, or to try to people try to bring a tower down on people, and their families try to bring a tower down on people, as far as to get money from people, to somehow tie themselves. Just all of this, try to get people put in a mental institution. All of this stuff is happening because people are lying and saying that somebody was behind closed doors with 10 swords in their back. But clearly we can see somebody is thriving behind closed doors. right? So was hidden in here. You got 7 and 1, which is 8 of swords, right? The people were trying to have somebody like, like a sheet over a mirror because they thought, okay, we're gonna consider this person as gone. Okay, we're trying to do somebody trying to do a destiny swap here, right? You consider this person is gone, so we can replace them with somebody else, right? But we can still get their money. We can have the checks coming to. We can have the checks coming to. We can have somebody else sign off. We can power of attorney. Somebody wanted power of attorney over something. Somebody was lying about something, right? But then what's missing here is number 9. We can avoid this person being a nightmare to us. We can stop them from talking. We can restrict them from talking, right? We don't have to watch them on social media, right? And if they're not showing their face, we can get a copycat to talk like them and sound like them. If they're on YouTube, we can take over their channel, just lie and say that they're them, right? They can get the money, right? We're still making money off of somebody. We would tell some kind of lie if they're saying that they're saying some kind of sex worker where we get money we just get money from all over the place from them. So that's what I'm saying here. And so source is saying people are learning, these copycats are doing the absolute most out here. And so somebody is about to make some money. If somebody's in the legal field, it's this King of Wands here. Somebody was wearing someone else's skin. But what's hidden behind this is they also were baited into something as a teenager. But before that, they were baited into something when they were younger. So it's like they've been carrying something around on them since they were little. They were carrying something around on them since they were little. Whoever this energy is, since they were little. So here's in wanting to run away since they were little. They've been going through a nightmare since they were younger. So it's like a person just like a walking dead since they were younger, just walking through life in a nightmare, just wanting to just wake up. So in a prayer warrior, so somebody's prayer somehow legally, the 7th house, whether somebody is an attorney or a judge or spiritual, somebody who is just fair-minded overall, somehow this balance here, fair-minded energy, did not judge somebody. Whoever this energy is in hermit mode did not judge and was just fair-minded and just balanced out and just said, somebody's just not a judgmental person just at all. They don't judge people. They don't judge people by their skin color. They don't judge people. So somebody is blessed with either a parent that doesn't judge people at all. Just that kind of person. They're meek, but they're not a weak person. And somehow this person is like, they're linked together. They're like, even if somebody is in hermit mode, the person is still like, okay, they'll find a way. They're making money in the legitimate way without having to, like go to court or anything like that. They're going to make money the legit way to try to save somebody. But then you're working against the bully energy here. You're working against these bullying energies here. It's still slick, doing slick stuff behind people's backs, still wanting people to care. So you can't be every place. That's why I always tell people that this right here is ruled by Aries, which is the God card, right? The Emperor card, which is the God card. We're not each other's gods. But if you're on a particular frequency, it'll meet somebody on a particular frequency that can help you. When you're praying for help, you're like saying, God, help me, send me some help. It doesn't matter what the skin color of a person is, it doesn't matter what the background of a person is, it doesn't matter where they are geographically. If they're operating in their north node, if they're operating in their purpose, source will get the message through to them. Somehow you all will connect in some way, shape, space, time, or whatever, and source will get help to each one of us as human beings. Will help each other in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So that's what source is saying. Eagles fly above crows. Here's a Hierophant card. Somebody is built tough. Somebody is bringing a tower down on a whole organization because somebody's like, okay, enough is enough. Like enough is enough. Somebody has gone through enough. So yeah, somebody is coming home. Somebody is finally coming home. because enough is enough. Yeah, and it's happening the legal way. These two people have been bullied enough, kept apart, bullied enough. So a tower is coming down. Yeah. Somebody is a master manipulator. Yeah, two master manipulators. They like to just create stuff. And they ruthless. They are ruthless. They like to do stuff behind people's back and talk about people behind their back. So people are really grateful. People are grateful that people, answer the call on their lives. That's why I always tell people nobody has any competition. When you answer the call in your life, it's actually helping all of mankind. So when everybody's in their lane, everybody's answering the call on their lives. So that's what I'm seeing here in the cards. Some people thought that they had gotten away from something. It was like a round table of people sitting around. Thought that they had gotten away with giving somebody some drinks, getting them drunk, on a vacation or something like that. Because another spirit had taken over. And so those bowls upside down was like basically like giving somebody some drinks, So somebody was not themselves, something, maybe sex was involved in drinking or whatever involved. Another spirit had taken over. So somebody thought that they had gotten some video footage of somebody. That's why somebody says, they're hovering like you gonna do this, or I got video footage, or I got something on you. These are this person's supposedly friends or whomever. I got something on you if you don't do such and such. But this person right here, not only did they record this and made this person lie in court, because 2 and 5 is 7, which is a justice card here, to end this person, make sure this person doesn't come back. To wherever they were. They were pretty ruthless in what they said about this person behind their back, about these two people behind their back that they split up. Because they wanted someone to either be put in jail or like have some kind of a record so that they couldn't travel. They wanted something on the World Wide Web. Like somebody really wanted some energies to be humiliated, like a humiliation ritual. And people to pay for this, and then they wanted a copycat to come in. This was a destiny swap. They were going to kill these people. They were going to take both of these people out of here. Two of Cups. That was not God's plan. Yep. So these energies are trying to make it seem like these energies are just making up stuff. But too many people know about destiny swapping. Guidance. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. Yeah, there's energies on a boat sailing. So yeah, somebody's going to get out on the water more, because that's where somebody's creative juices are going to really start flowing creatively. Somebody's going to really get out on water a lot more. A lot of ideas are going to start coming to somebody. Yeah, because these energies right here, when I move these two over right here, these two master manipulators started talking about somebody behind their back because they wanted their wishes fulfilled. So they start making their demands. They wanted their wishes fulfilled. It's a time to give rather than a time to take. Somebody has a moon in Virgo. Learning how to listen to your inner voice, and it's you versus you. You don't have any competition. The curse is now broken. Somebody is not happy without you. Solar plexus chakra cleanse. Somebody's going to be getting out and getting some more sun on the water during the day. You deserve the best. At what age did your parents work on their shadow self, and at what age did you work on your shadow self? It's time to start dating again for somebody. Always bet on you. The answers you seek are coming soon. Your peace is paramount. One yes from God is all that you need. When the moon moves through Virgo, it reminds people that they don't want to be attached to drama. That's what it really boils down to. There's a theme whenever the moon moves through each zodiac sign. Somebody just doesn't like to be attached to drama. Somebody who's always in survival mode, always argumentative, always in fight mode, fight or flight mode. There's always something going on. They're always creating something to argue about, some kind of drama. Back straight, walk away. New love awaits for someone. Crown chakra cleanse. Yep. Yeah, somebody made up a lie and said somebody turned their back on their family. I mean, just somebody just lied. Created this whole narrative around somebody turning their back on their whole family. And this is what you have in common with somebody. Or somebody had considered somebody dead, because that's exactly what the plan was. Some energies were obsessed with ending two people, destiny swapping. And if they have any like online presence, and if they, like, a lot of people have faceless YouTube channels, if they don't show their face, that would have been easier for people. But one caveat to this is that some people have multiple, if it's on YouTube or Instagram or whatever. So a lot of people have multiple, and on some places they don't show their face, but they do know people who know that they own that, particular channel. So like that wouldn't fly. So 9 of Swords. Yeah. Yeah, two people were just trying to cause two other people a nightmare. Here's the Ace of Cups here. So some kind of a new proposal that's coming for money. So Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, these two energies were trying to cause you and somebody a nightmare. So some kind of a new proposal is coming through. And again, this is what you and someone have in common. So money is coming to you, and yeah, somebody sees somebody is quite down to earth and resourceful. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. Somebody sees somebody is quite down to earth and resourceful, but money is coming to you and someone else. Yep. So congratulations to you. Yep, congratulations to you. But yeah, these energies did something in physical court. These two energies, physically, these are energies that you had their backs in physical court. Wow. and they stabbed you and somebody in the back in physical court. Like, wow. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yep, that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. Okay, all right, that's what I have for you. Bye.